Presently, we live in trying times. COVID-19 has been devastating and it's affected people across the globe. Another catastrophic event happened right here in Seattle and occurred on January 8th, 2011. This event is known as the Beastquake. Created by Marshawn Lynch when he ran the ball through the New Orleans defense, catapulted us past them into the divisional rounds of the NFC playoffs. Now, we did make it to the playoffs, but that doesn't excuse the fact that we had a horrible year and we had a losing record. Everyone should know how the Seahawks won their division with a losing record. Today, I'll be talking about 3 points. Pete Carroll, second, Matt Hasselbeck, and third, Charlie Whitehurst. Now, although the Seahawks won their division and beat the Saints in the wild card round, they still played disappointing football. One positive moment from the Seahawks was signing head coach Pete Carroll. After spending 10 years at USC and having an amazing career there, he decided to make the transition back into the NFL and coach the Seattle Seahawks. One of the first things Carroll did was obtain draft picks for the 2010 draft. And with those picks, he was able to get Russell Okung, Earl Thomas, Golden Tate, and Cam Chancellor. Now, if you're from Seattle or a Seahawks fan, you should recognize these names as they became the cornerstone of this team. They've had a very nitty-and-gritty personality and also gave us that defense of the Legion of Boom. According to NFL Network, Carroll also brought in GM John Schneider. Now, everyone knows who Pete Carroll is, but not many people know the guy behind the door, John Schneider. Now, Schneider is known for making blockbuster trades. And in 2010, week 3, he made a package of a 2011 4th-round pick and a 2012 5th-round pick for Marshawn Lynch to the Bills. Now, Marshawn became a great addition to the team, and he was probably the reason why we won 7 games. I've talked about Pete Carroll. Now I'll talk about Matt Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck was our quarterback for about 10 years, from 2001 to 2009. In those years, he brought us to the 2005 Super Bowl and won 3 Pro Bowls, or made it to 3 Pro Bowls. According to Pro Football Reference, Hasselbeck helped the Hawks improve from a previous 5-11 season to a 7-9 division clinching record. In the season opener, Hasselbeck destroyed the 49ers in a 31-6 win. As a kid, I loved seeing the people in red and gold get beat. However, this did not set a good tone or trend for our season, as we got blown out in almost every game. According to Pro Football Reference, Hasselbeck also played very bad. In the 14 games he started that year, he threw 17 interceptions. When he wasn't passing to the other team, he was nursing an injury, which made the Seahawks jumble around quarterbacks, and it just kind of screwed up our offense. Now, we've talked about Pete Carroll and we talked about Matt Hasselbeck. Now, my third point would be Charlie Whitehurst. According to Pro Football Reference, Charlie Whitehurst also played pretty bad football. Whitehurst was acquired in a trade between the Seahawks and the Chargers, and he would make his debut in Week 9 against the Giants. Now, this was a time when the Giants were still pretty good, and I believe they were coming off of a Super Bowl win. They got blown out 41-7. Now, Whitehurst did score a touchdown, but it was in garbage time, and I don't even think they were playing defense. Kind of just let him catch the ball. But according to Pro Football Reference, Whitehurst also clinched the division clinching game against the Rams. In the closing days of the 2010-2011 season, the NFC West was pretty bad. The two top teams was the 7-8 Rams and the 6-9 Seahawks. That means every team was negative in this division. Whitehurst did manage to score that touchdown to secure the division, and it led us to the New Orleans Saints, and from there we had that whole Beastquake. In conclusion, we are privileged to see the Hawks play competitive games and win games. There was a time where the Seahawks were really bad, and it was hard to be a Seahawks fan as we would get blown out left and right. Everyone should know how the Seahawks won their 2010 division with a losing record. Today I've talked about 3 points, Pete Carroll, Matt Hasselbeck, and thirdly, Charlie Whitehurst.